In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and after forming man from the dust of the ground, he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. God planted a garden in Eden, in the east, and there he placed the man he had formed. The Garden of Eden was a place of unparalleled beauty, full of trees pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil grew. God gave man the freedom to eat from any tree in the garden, except for the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For eating from it, he would surely die. Adam, the first man, lived in the garden and was tasked with taking care of it, living in harmony with creation. Noticing that it was not good for man to be alone, God decided to make a helper suitable for him. After causing a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, God took one of his ribs and formed woman, Eve, and brought her to Adam. Together, Adam and Eve lived naked in the garden and were not ashamed, in perfect communion with God and with nature. The serenity of Eden was interrupted when the serpent, the most cunning of the wild animals created by God, deceived Eve. Questioning the divine prohibition, the serpent convinced Eve to eat from the fruit of the tree of knowledge, promising them that instead of dying, they would be like gods, knowing good and evil. Eve ate and also gave some to Adam, who was with her, and their eyes were opened. Realizing their nakedness, they covered themselves with fig leaves. When God called to Adam in the cool of the day, they both hid. Upon confronting them, God heard their excuses and issued judgments on the serpent, the woman, and the man, including the painful toil to obtain food from the ground and pain in childbirth. As a direct consequence of their disobedience, Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden. God placed cherubim to the east of the garden and a flaming sword that turned every way, guarding the path to the tree of life, so that they would not return and eat of its fruit, living forever in their fallen state. This account, besides being a story of origins, carries deep lessons about obedience, responsibility, and the consequences of our choices. The expulsion from the Garden of Eden marks the beginning of the human journey on earth, away from the direct presence of God, but not from his providence and promise of redemption.